Lisa, can you come up to the mic? I've got two questions for you. 10 million albums, how can you be broke? And two, what's coming up with Left Eye Productions?
Okay. How do I do what? Make it run? Well, first of all, 10 million albums, and how can we be broke? It's kind of... I can't go into everything right now, but trust me, you can sell 10 million albums and be broke if you have greedy people behind you.
Person who really stands up for what I believe in. Wild, I am not. When TLC first started, we were happy. Shortly after that, we had managerial problems. Then I had my legal problems, and things didn't seem to be quite so fun anymore. And there were times when we fought like sisters. At the end of the day, we're happy to be together. We're happy to be recording our 4th LP. I'm not a wild person, but if you're going to compare me to the other 2 group members, you know, I have probably had the wildest statements. I have done a wild thing when Andre and I got into the house situation and the house burned down, you know, and I think people saw that as like outlandish, like, oh, she's, you know. It's not frustrating at all for me to get the type of attention that I get when the house situation happened, when the media wrote certain things about me and I was labeled as being crazy. At the end of the day, I did notice that it actually did help sell records. Unfortunately, T-Boz and Chili did not take me up on the challenge. You know, I wanted to do a 3 CD set where each of us did a solo album, and we included it in one package. And they didn't take me up on it. I didn't miss the girls when I did my solo project at all. I had been looking forward to doing a solo project since the birth of TLC. TLC's music is pretty much R&B pop. My music is a bit more eclectic.
A fine lines between fate and destiny. Do you believe in the things that were just meant to be?
I would love to do another song with Mel C, this time being on my project. If there's a song that I think that she's appropriate for, I will definitely send it to her. I see some comparisons between TLC and Destiny's Child. It seems like there are some influences from TLC as far as styling is concerned. And there's definitely room enough for the 2 of us and about 10. Even though we're documenting this, it's some things you still cannot, or we haven't been able to document. Even though we're taping as much as we're taping, there's still, people will still never feel the true essence of
what?
I have premonitions, dreams. I think it's the energy in the air. There were times I just thought I was gonna die.
Alright, peace, y'all. Peace. This video, I'm gonna be explaining about the tragic situation that happened with Lisa Left Eye Lopez, okay? And the importance of what really possibly could have happened, and also utilizing certain tools that we were given as our culture, but using them in a negative manner. Okay, this can backfire on us in the wrong way if we're not very careful with the things we do. Okay, so I'm gonna be discussing as much information as I know without being disrespectful towards Lisa Lopez or her family, for that much. Like like I say, I'm gonna put my disclaimer out there. This is in no way, shape, form, or fashion to offend her. May she rest in peace. And this is no way to disrespect her family or anything of that nature. But we got to get down to the bottom of this, because a lot of people, I believe, are misinformed on what really happened. Okay. A lot of people don't understand that the business, the music business, is very. It deals with. It's on a spiritual level. Okay, I can go into details on how and why these things are so important in the music business, but that would be another video. So, what we're going to do is we're going to break it down. We're going to get down to the bottom of this and be respectful in the utmost manner. All right, so Lisa Left Eye Lopez. All right, she was basically, I want to say, the ringleader behind organizing the group TLC. Okay. Now, if you guys watch Lisa Left Eye Lopez's documentary, which is titled "The Last Days," Lisa Left Eye Lopez, they premiered this on VH1 back in the day. But right after she had passed away, which means the media and the industry monetized this tragic situation. Okay, but she always wanted to be in the entertainment industry. All right, since a young child. Okay. You know, her grandfather was actually involved in the entertainment industry. Okay, so you know, some of y'all may say, like I told y'all, you know, a lot of these people that come into business that are industry plants that are supposed to follow protocol. Okay, they have to follow suit, and when they rebel, this is when they're taken out of there. Okay, same situation with Prodigy, you know, and the list goes on and on with, you know, a lot of these child star entertainers. They go through hardships, okay, throughout their career. You know, specifically the ones that are hand chosen, hand picked, all right. Because they were picked to continue this legacy. Okay, you know, and I truly believe that the parents or the grandparents usually sees the talent in the child at a young age, and informs them and says, you know, you're going to be a star. You know, and they groom them and teach them the ropes on becoming an artist and things of that nature, or becoming an actor. Okay, and you know, this is why a lot of times you may see these entertainers that have children that are not successful in the business, and then another child is successful in the business. So you got to understand that they pick who they want to further in this line of work that they do. Okay, so her grandfather was in the music business along with her uncle. Okay, her grandfather's name. Okay. So her grandfather's name was Chick Cheneyfield. Okay, and he was a saxophone player. He did a lot of other things too in the industry. He played in the Cotton Club in the Savoy. If y'all don't know, that was like a big club back in the 40s and 50s or something like that. I think it was in New York, if I'm not mistaken. But these were places that were heavily populated. If you wanted to make it, you had to go there. It was kind of like the Apollo almost. You know what I'm saying? So she had a connection to the industry, you know, through her grandfather. All right, and also her uncle was also in the music business, whose name was Isaiah Lon Chaney, tap dancer with the world famous Hoofers. Okay, this was a group that was along the lines back in those times as well. So she's got an upbringing of music. Okay, she was in the industry at a young age for this specific reason. You know, a grandfather and an uncle, you know, were the ones that, you know, possibly informed her and told her, you know, the things that she needed to do to make it. All right. So, like I said, we don't know what these people do behind closed doors, but we have to pay close attention to what's going on. Okay. Like I said, a lot of these entertainers, they come into business through family relatives. Okay. This is not about what you know; it's about who you know. All right. This is a business here. Okay, the scary part about it is that we don't know what these individuals inform them about. Okay, so Lisa decides to say, okay, well, I want to be in the music business. I want to be a rapper or a singer or in a girl group, whatever, you know. So I believe truly one of her relatives had told her exactly what needed to be done in order for her to progress, okay? And, you know, if you guys go back and watch this documentary, it basically explains that she was the forefront of TLC, okay? She was the forefront of this, all right? She put the group together. Okay, they came out with one group before this. Before TLC came along, they came out with a group which was called Second Nature. Okay, Second Nature consisted of Lisa Left Eye Lopez and T-Boz, along with another young lady that did not make the cut. Okay, so here's the thing about this. This young lady possibly had came along and was handpicked by someone, and she possibly decided that she didn't want to be a part of this. All right? And you see here, Lisa's doing the Baphomet sign with both hands. Okay? I've never seen anybody hold a telephone in this manner before, okay? Like I said, it's not no way, shape, or form to disrespect her, but we're going to get down to the bottom of this and what's really going on, all right? Or what really happened, should I say. All right, so it's possible that this young lady that was involved in the group Second Nature, all right, which was TLC's original name, all right, she probably didn't want no parts to do with this, okay? She probably didn't want any parts to deal with it, and she didn't want to involve herself in any type of activity that was negative, okay? That's when they had to reignite the group. They had to restart the group from scratch now, okay? Because this woman did not want to participate and whatever actions they had to do behind the scenes, okay? And this is where they found Chili, okay? So once they found Chili, I believe that Lisa Left Eye Lopez came up with the idea to called the group TLC. Okay? You know, it just went together. Everything meshed, all right? Because you guys got to understand, when you're dealing with these spirits and things of that nature, like I said, everything is guided through the spiritual world, okay? Nothing just comes to you and you just creatively think of this thing. Everything falls into place, okay? Everything falls into place. So, TLC then gets a deal with LaFace Records, right? But I find this very odd that being that Lisa Left Eye Lopez randomly at the age of 17 packs up her bags and just moves to Atlanta and gets a record deal, okay? With no auditioning skills, just goes out to Atlanta and Pebbles says, I want to sign y'all, okay?
Didn't know anybody in Atlanta. Was lucky to have about $750 to my name because I just shot a video. So I thought I was rich. $750 was gonna last me, don't worry about it. I got some money, I'm going to Atlanta. I was looking forward to this new adventure.
After we met Pebbles, the third member didn't work out, and that's when we met Chili. She was a dancer for Damian Dame at the time.
Hello? Yeah. Chili. She's a character. She is so lovable.
T-Boz, Left Eye, and Chili in the house.
Pebbles took us to dinner one night, and she said, I am going to sign you guys. That's when we felt like, oh man, we made it. When we left out of that restaurant, I mean, we were screaming so loud, I'm surprised that the windows in the car didn't shatter. From that point on, things moved very quickly.
So you got to understand, this is borderline industry plant type things, all right? Yeah, so you got to understand that when these individuals decide to pick up one day and just say, I want to be a star, it's very easy for them because they have the connections, all right? Therefore, whereas you may think that you can fly to Atlanta and just get a deal tomorrow and it never works out for you, all right? Because you're missing the connections. So she moves out to Atlanta, you know, meets Pebbles, all right? And gets signed to LaFace Records. TLC is signed to LaFace Records, right? Signed. But here's what I had a problem with, though, okay? This part right here bothers me, all right? So TLC goes out to Atlanta, gets a record deal, but now here's the thing. And if, like I said, if you the age of 30 or 25 or older, whatever the case may be, this ain't for y'all youngins because y'all don't remember who TLC is. But if you was a child when TLC came out, you understand that they were promoting sex to you, all right? This is a group of children that they're singing, I Ain't Too Proud to Beg to.
Hey, if y'all ain't too proud to beg, make some noise. All right, check this out. Yeah, if I need it in the morning or the middle of the night, I ain't too proud to beg, no. If the loving is strong, then we got it going on, and I ain't too proud to beg, no.
Okay, now this is disturbing because you're telling a group of children, if you ain't too proud to beg, say yeah. Okay, now these children don't know what that term means. Okay, they don't know what this means. All right, but this was done. And this is a problem because this is what happens in the music industry a lot, okay? You know, people come in the game blindedly, all right, just off the assumption of making money and being famous, all right? And then when they realize what they're actually doing, this is when the rebellion comes along, all right? Or they fall into the shadows and things of that nature. But so you got this song here, I Ain't Too Proud to Beg, and she's singing this to a group of kids with a condom actually covering her left eye. All right? Okay, so like her name Left Eye was specifically done for a specific reason, only to present to the people, well, not to the people, but to represent the Eye of Horus. Okay, you have two different eyes. You have the Eye of Ra, and then you have the Eye of Horus. But here's the thing, when you sign to these record labels, they want you, the artist, okay, to go against these things. They want you to mimic these things. They want you to make fun of it. This is why a lot of these artists and entertainers will lie to you and say, there is no Illuminati. That I don't know what that symbol means. What does that mean? Okay, because they are lying to you. They know what it means. But their job is to keep you in the dark and dumb, all right? So they're not supposed to expose this type of knowledge to you. So when you sign these record deals, your whole job is to keep the general public dumb, deaf, and blind, okay? All right? In the 5%ers world, we call y'all the 85%ers, all right? But this is what their job is to do. This is what they're supposed to do. Okay? They're supposed to keep you dumb and on a lower level. So when this woman here is singing to a group of children, I ain't too proud to beg. No. If I need it in the morning or the middle of the night, I ain't too proud to beg. No. If the loving is strong and he's got it going on, I ain't too proud to beg. Now, she's singing this song to a group of kids, not only in this park, but on Nickelodeon, okay, on all that. Every TV show you could possibly imagine. This is why TLC won all of those Grammys, okay? Is because they sacrificed themselves, all right? They sacrificed themselves because they knew what they were doing was wrong. And mind you, at the time, these were 16, 17-year-old girls, all right? They're too young to even be speaking about sex and promoting sex, all right? If you ask me, all right? So you have a female here with a condom over her eye, all right? Which symbolizes that she's representing, she's sacrificing her eye for sex, okay? Just to promote this to you, to the children. Not to you, but to the children. So then you wonder why down the line you have so many teen pregnancies and promiscuous women and things of that nature. This is a tactic that's been used against us, all right? And still in all, even though you're aware of these things now, nothing will change, all right? Nothing, it's not, you're unable to change because you're already set in your ways. And this is how they do it, all right? So this is why you have certain people that say, don't listen to hip-hop music or secular music, because this music is literally of the devil, all right? So, here we are, all right? Now, Lisa is on the terms of understanding that what she's doing is wrong, okay? Now, it's possible that maybe a child came up to her and sang the lyrics to her. I know the lyrics from front to back, all right? And when somebody repeats the lyrics to you, okay, this usually happens with rappers. When somebody repeats your lyrics to you, word for word, okay, you're not even aware that you wrote that, all right, because a spirit is speaking through you, all right. So when somebody's like, yo, you remember when you said this, that, and the third, and you like, oh, I said that, that's because a spirit is speaking through you, all right, and you're not in control of that pen any longer. So when, it's possible that a child may have came up to her and said, I know that song word for word. And when you see a child quoting those lyrics, you know, it kind of puts a tarnish on your thought pattern, because you're now saying, well, I wrote that to a child? I can't believe it. So this is where the rebellion starts, where the second album comes into play, which was titled Crazy, Sexy, Cool. Okay? This album right here was actually Lisa's turning point, I would say. Okay? Where she snapped out of that fame coma, and she started to say to herself that this is not what I'm really into at this point right now. Okay, she made a statement where she said she wore the black tape over her mouth in the video Creep. Okay, she didn't want any parts of that song. All right, clearly because she knew the influence that she was making on the world and on children of the youth. All right, and I believe that she came to her senses and realized that I'm not with this. I'm not with this anymore. All right. You know, hence the song Waterfalls came into play. Okay, and I believe that the song Creep was not written by Lisa Lopez. I believe that a Babyface had possibly something to do with that. She wrote songs like Waterfalls. Okay. You know, which was basically enlightening the young people, you know, in a positive manner, okay? And the song did pretty good, did very well. But the higher ups, they wasn't feeling that, okay? Let's be real here. They don't really feel that message when you try to put out positive messages and things of that nature, okay? So Waterfalls was her turning point. She wrote the song Waterfalls also, if you guys didn't know that. But that was her turning point. You know, the lyrics go, don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you used to. Which means, you know, don't go out there chasing fame and stardom. You know, just stick to what you're doing now. You know, because the more you want, you know, I know you're going to have it one way or nothing at all, but I think you're moving too fast, because what you want, all right, you're wanting more out of life, you know, and greed is never a good thing, all right? But these individuals knew this and was trying to enlighten the viewers and the listeners, all right? And, you know, I guess they realized that, you know, she was going to be a problem, all right? So once Lisa snapped out of it, she snapped out of the fame coma, which some of y'all are in still. But she snapped out of the fame coma, okay? And said to herself, listen, I don't want to do this TLC thing no more, man. Get me out of here, you know? And being that she wrote all of these songs, she was worth a lot of money. Okay? And I'm going to break it down, because I believe to a certain extent that something was done to her. Okay? And I'm going to explain it to y'all further down. Alright? So, we get to the point where now she wants out of the group TLC. She's not showing up to press conferences. You know, she's telling people that they're broke. You know, doing all types of things, right? That would cause a ruckus within the industry. Okay, so what's the first thing that they do to an artist that they can no longer control? They call them crazy. All right, so you know you had tabloids out there explaining that Lisa Left Eye Lopez was an alcoholic, she was crazy, you know, something was wrong with her, she wasn't mentally there. All right, they even made her band members turn against her when they were on TRL, and Chili made the statement that she was on her menstrual cycle. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. When they done with you, they done with you. Okay, so we're gonna get down to it. We're gonna get down to it and talk about why and how this happened. So now she's at the point where she's rebelling and she can't get out of this contract that she's stuck in. So the only thing to do is to tarnish the name that she created. Okay, if I created this group, and I don't know what they depicted in the TLC movie, I haven't actually saw that in a long time, but I don't know what they depicted in the TLC movie, but I feel as if she said, if I created this thing, I'm going to destroy it. Okay? Hence the term, the time where she burned down her ex-boyfriend's house. Okay? That was purposely done for a specific reason, just not to prove a point that she was crazy, but to rebel against the industry. She knew that the tabloids would eat that type of stuff up. All right? And then if they automatically see them as a happy-go-lucky girl group that's positive and doing all these good things, and then you have an individual that's burning up houses, it's to tarnish the name. This is why a lot of these rappers like Soulja Boy and all of these artists, right, and all of these Justin Bieber and all of these people that come out, okay, they come out all wholesome and goody-goody. And then a couple years later, they're tattooed up, smoking weed, drinking lean, and waving guns in the camera. It's to tarnish that image, okay? Because they cannot deal with the fact that what they're doing is wrong, okay? So this is why you see a lot of people like these artists stay high all the time, because they can't cope with themselves. All right, but Lisa Left Eye Lopez was never a drug addict. She never did any drugs. She might have drank here and there, but she never did any drugs, okay? So when you see in these tabloids, or you remember in these tabloids, they were calling her crazy and things of that nature. That's how the media plays. They're not for the people, okay? They're not for the people. Skip a little fast forward after she outs the industry and tells everybody that they were broke and didn't have any money. Mind you, she wrote the song Scrubs also, all right? They wrote all of these records and won all of these Grammys, but had no money. And I feel that Lisa was upset about this long before she made the statement, okay? Possibly around the second album. All right. Like I said, I haven't saw the movie as of recently, but I know that there's certain things that were left out. All right. So like I said, fast forward, she decides to say she needs a break and wants to go to Honduras. All right, to clear her mind. But pay attention to something here. They send Sean Newman, okay, on this trip along with Lisa to keep a close eye on her. Now, some of y'all may call these individuals handlers. All right, handlers are very real. They come in situations to keep a close eye on you. All right, so when you see these entertainers hooking up with each other randomly, all right, they're usually corresponded with handlers. So when you start to act out and carry out, and all of a sudden you see, next thing you know, they got a boyfriend and things of that nature, or they're dating somebody else, that person is 9 times out of 10 their handler. Okay, and a handler is somebody specifically who does this. They keep an eye on that individual that is giving them backlash, because when you sign up for this oath, right? When you sign up for these record labels and this oath, okay, these entertainers are actually on contract. Not only on contracts, but they're being watched, okay, by the government, because now they are tools of the government. Okay, they are tools of the government, so they're actually being watched now. So the actor, I don't know what movies he played in or whatever he did, but the actor Sean Newman actually assisted Lisa out there on the trip. Okay, so when she wanted to get away, all right, this guy's there to tell her, listen, no, what are you doing? You're bugging out. Come on, go back into the music business. You bugging out. Go back home. All right? So Lisa took it upon herself to go back home, shoot the No Scrubs video, record music, and do things of that nature, and indulge back in the industry, which is what she really didn't want to do, right? And show up to the press conferences and things of that nature, right? And with her being there, she realized that there was a fakeness, okay, in this life that she was living back in the States, which is why she took it upon herself to leave again. All right? She left again. She went back out to Honduras again, but without Sean Newman. All right? This time she took family with her. Okay? People that she could trust, people that she could believe in and have fun with. And, you know, you see, if you watch the documentary of her last days, you see that at the beginning, the second time that she went out there, at the beginning when she took her family on, they went on a private jet. You know, they was having so much fun. It was a good time. You know, everybody was, you know, having a good time. You know, she had her sisters out there, everything. Her uncles, her brothers, whatever. Family, close-knit family. Okay, people that she could trust and believe in. All right? But it wasn't until this woman here came into the picture. Okay? Now, I want y'all to pay close attention to this woman because this is Lisa's assistant. Okay? Now, remember what I told y'all about the handlers and how certain handlers, you know, their job is, people that work in the business, their job is to make sure you don't get out of line. All right? That's what they do. All right? So she was sent out there purposely to make sure that Lisa went back to the States, okay, to finish what she needed to finish. All right? But here's the thing. This is supposed to be Lisa's assistant, okay? And she's an industry individual. So she wasn't supposed to be trusted in the first place, you know. She came out there and you know, the vibe was off. She's arguing with family. You know, she's bringing alcohol out there. They're all drunk and having a good time. And Lisa's the only one that's not, you know, not feeling it. Okay? So her vibe was off. This is why I said it's possible that this woman, okay, put some type of bad energy on Lisa when she came out there. Okay? All right? So you have to understand, she possibly could have gave her an object or put something in the house or did some type of spell on her when she was there. Okay? This is why you got to be careful with allowing strangers in your personal space. Okay? Because these people are not for you. All right? Because you got to understand that this is a spiritual warfare, and if they cannot control you, along with the fact that knowing that Lisa wanted to do her own thing and reap the benefits of her publishing that she wrote for TLC. This is in the movie. She wanted all of this. Okay? She wanted all of that money back. Okay? You've seen it numerous times with Prince, with Michael Jackson, with Biggie Smalls, Tupac. All of these individuals finally woke up. They made these companies millions and millions and millions of dollars. DMX also. They made these companies millions and millions of dollars. Okay? And when they wake up out of that coma and say, okay, I need to get this money back, all right? These companies are not having that. All right? I truly believe that DMX owed Def Jam one more album. And before that album was finished, they got rid of him. Okay? And Swiss Beats was on it too. All right? Because he's best friends with Jay-Z now. He wasn't even cool with X. He became more friends with Jay-Z than DMX, the person that put him on in the game. So you got to pay attention to how these snakes move. These people are all snakes. All right? So, yeah, once this woman came out there, her whole mood changed. Okay? Now, this part is very serious, and I want to talk about this. Lisa mentioned something in this clip here of the documentary. She says, The girl who's appearing to be Lisa's assistant comes out and says, okay, well, first off, let's not skip that part. While she was out there, Lisa was in the car with someone, and whoever was driving the car at that time, which it shows that this woman was driving, okay? It shows this woman was driving. She was the last one driving. They wind up hitting a child and killing a child, all right? So Lisa was under spiritual attack here. You see that, she was speaking and the camera just starts moving and things of that nature. So there was something evil in that house, okay? There was some type of spirit haunting her, all right, in that house. And this just randomly happened when this woman came out there, okay? This is what I'm saying. You have to understand that these people are witches and warlocks, okay? They are witches and warlocks. And if you're not protected, okay, the attack will be strong, all right? And I believe that Lisa was not aware, she practiced numerology and astrology, but those things don't protect you, okay? That's not a form of protection. All right, you need a form of protection. Those are just belief systems. Okay, that's like somebody that believes in science. Okay, that doesn't protect you. All right, that doesn't protect you as a human being. So when these things started to correspond and take place, I believe that's truly what happened. So there was a spirit of death following her once this woman came out there.
How you doing, sis?
Oh man, I'm good. We're gonna go to Sambo Creek and get some shots. Just getting footage of the vibe. You know what I mean?
Are y'all gonna need the van?
No, we need the red car.
Once this woman came out there, okay, I want to call it a B word because she's nothing but an industry individual, and these people are not to be trusted, all right? I believe that this happened for a simple reason, that they didn't want her to wake up and get that publishing back, okay, for two specific reasons. They didn't want her to get that publishing, and they were tired of her rebelling, okay? You have to understand that she was brought in this industry, okay, by family relatives, all right? Now, I'm not saying that her family relatives or her grandfather or uncle was behind her death or anything of that nature, but she was groomed, okay? She was groomed for this, okay? And this is a business. When you're making these companies millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars, they don't take that very lightly because it's a legacy. And when you say to yourself, okay, I'm going to get me a good lawyer and I'm going to take all my writings back, they have a problem with that because that's how they feed their children, okay? And it has to always stay inside of the company, all right? It's like a savings account, all right? If you go into a savings account and take money out of it, the person is going to have a heart attack, all right? So, man, I believe truly that somebody, and this is you can quote me on this, but I believe that somebody had went out there and caused this destruction towards Lisa Left Eye Lopez, okay? I don't believe the fact that she was dealing with the devil or doing all that. She practiced Egyptian beliefs, okay? Which is not a harm to us, all right? Numerology and astrology and things of that nature, things that brings awareness to you, your conscience, all right? And I believe that the more enlightened she became, by dealing with Dr. Sebi and, eating healthy, her pineal gland was open. And with her pineal gland being open, she's hip to what's really going on now. All right, and when you hip to what's going on, you know they don't like that. They don't like you being aware and knowing what's going on, because now that causes the rebellion. So out of the group, I believe that Lisa Left Eye Lopez was the smartest one. She was the smartest one that wasn't tolerating no shit. Okay, and the industry was upset with that. All right, and they couldn't handle the rebellion that she was dealing with because they didn't know what she was capable of doing. Okay, they didn't know her next move. And you also have to remember that she's a Gemini just like me. Okay, Geminis are uncontrollable. Okay, you don't know their next move. All right, so yeah, we just have to think about this, man, and put it into perspective. But I love Lisa Left Eye Lopez, man, and I felt that this was on my spirit for a long time. To do this video, okay? Just off the strength that, you know, she, you know, I'm not gonna say that she influenced me or anything like that, but she was a very beautiful woman. You know, very beautiful woman. Okay, I was gonna say something, but I'm not gonna say it. She was very beautiful. Okay, very beautiful, very beautiful. I mean, fine. She was fine, all right? So, yeah, man, but we have to be careful with who we invite in our circles, okay? That's all I could tell you from this. You know, we don't pay attention to the, you know, the brighter aspect of things because we're caught up in that limelight of fame, okay, and fortune. But in reality, these things don't even matter, all right? You got to ask yourself, why is it that a lot of these artists start to rebel? Okay, you have people like Kodak Black as well that's doing the same thing, all right? And the industry is pissed off at these things, all right? They don't like this type of behavior from individuals. So, I hope I broke it down in a you know, respectful manner. Yeah, but I hope everybody has a blessed and safe day. I thank you for liking, comment, sharing, subscribing, all of that good stuff. I'm going to try to release more videos now, being that everything that I had to do within the past 2 months is done now. So I'm going to try to do more videos throughout the week, okay? But you guys got to understand that it takes me a long time to edit, all right? So, yeah, man, peace and blessings to everybody, man. One.